Alright, so we're going to be doing a fifth and final New England Patriots 2023 NFL Draft. So this is the last mock. This will be a 5.0, I guess. I haven't done one in a while because it's just as I sit here and I just wait for all the headlines and the rumors and all that stuff to come out. You try to decipher which ones are real, which ones aren't. All I can say is that I think the biggest thing is it comes down to who's a blue chip talent and who's not in the first round. The first round is the hardest one, right? It's the one that everybody kind of remembers. It's the one that you get graded on as an executive or as a coach. Did you miss or did you not? You can have a great second and third round from that year, but everybody's gonna, beat you up for that first round. So that first round pick's got to be good. My problem right now is this first round, this top of the top, the very, very cream of the crop at the top sucks. Oh, I shouldn't say that. It's very thin. The guys who are good, but the problem is it stops at around 5 to 7 guys. Okay. None of the quarterbacks none of the quarterbacks excite me. They're there in the top 10 or 15 or whatever because of positional value, and anybody who's in the bottom half of the league basically needs a quarterback. So the only guys I have, honestly, that are like without a doubt, regardless of the year, regardless of the class, that are first round guys, are all off the board already. So they're gone. Jalen Carter, Will Anderson Jr., Skoronski, Christian Gonzalez, Bijan Robinson. And then on the outside, I would say Paris Johnson Jr., Tyree Wilson, Devon Witherspoon deserves to be considered, and Jaxon Smith-Njigba is a borderline first, potentially second round talent. He's a first round slot, but most of the time slot talents don't get the first round because perimeter guys are usually more coveted, right? But that's how it usually is. So the Patriots, this is perfect, really. This is probably pretty close jumble this around in some way, someone goes here versus there, but this is probably what's going to happen. You're going to get the 14, and then we have this. So Nolan Smith, I don't mind. I wouldn't hate it. Deonte Banks, I also like. Joey Porter Jr., I also like. So Darnell Wright, maybe later in the round if I can pick him up there. Something like that, So here's the issue. I think everybody, no one's stupid. No one's really that dumb. Everybody that's left knows that they're getting, unless you really want Michael Mayer, or like a Lucas Van Ness or something like, there's something very specific, a tool that is highly refined in the way that you need to use it. Yeah, I can understand it. Like same thing with like Nolan Smith there. But everybody else to me is a solid step lower than what just got taken at the top 13. So what do? Do we trade back? Probably. Question is where? Probably to the 20s. Because if I'm saying like this is how I think the general consensus is around the league, is what PFF has, we're looking for probably in this general area. Why? Because maybe we get Deonte Banks, but there's Jones as tackle, Joey Porter, Darnell, Jordan Addison, which Jordan Addison probably should be ranked in the 40s, really. Anton Quinton should probably be a third round guy. Even the edge guys, I don't hate Lucas Van Ness and Will McDonald for the Patriots, but I'm not taking him up here. I'm going to take him basically down here, closer to the 30s, and I like Dawand. And then what's nice is that right around 30, these guys actually start getting graded probably appropriately, right? Some of these guys are probably still a little, like Laporta probably really shouldn't be top 50. That's not PFF's problem. That's just the fact that we have such a thin top end of this class. Yeah, but once you get settled into here, there's yeah, like the mid 30s to 50s looks decent. Okay, so what my goal is let's see if there's anybody who needs Nolan Smith. Chargers. Actually, let's see what the Commanders are willing to give up. Because if they can give me, and I can get Deonte Banks at 16 plus a high second round, no. Damn. Well, it's not that big of a jump for them, so that makes sense. But they might be worth it. Oh, yeah. I'll take your 239. Okay, perfect. Deonte Banks. So now I take Deonte, and that gives us 46, which is going to be the next. I'm going to try to burn that 46 plus maybe that second round or fourth round I just picked up to try to get Dawand or possibly Zay. If I miss on Zay's probably going to move up. I also wouldn't mind taking Darnell or Josh. So I'm going to look for that like the mid 30s here, okay? See what we got. Yeah, Dawand's gone. I wouldn't mind taking Zay here though. Oh no, Zay's gone. Who's left? So Darnell, all my guys are gone. We're at 5, so maybe I have to wait till 46. See what I have there. What's more important? Probably who's going to change your offense more? Probably Josh. It's my next wide receiver that I'm going to take. Marvin Mims shouldn't be in the top, probably 120. Tucker Kraft. It's interesting. Like, to me, Darnell Washington's probably worth that prospect. Because he can block. He's a big dude. Can catch the ball. He is that surprisingly athletic. It's just, can Bill O'Brien use him correctly? Josh Downs, I don't question. I mean, might be a crowded room, but he's gonna be able to use him correctly. I'm gonna slow it down. The moment I see Darnell or Josh go, that's what I'm gonna do. Right? That worked out. Let's speed it up a little bit. I don't think I'm going to make too much progress between. So, tackle's probably going to be our next pick at 76, right? So we got 54 and 76. 54, I think I'm going to go with DJ Johnson. That way we can get our safety issue out of the way. Yeah. DJ Turner, safety. '76, we're probably going to be looking for a massive reach on tackle here. Probably going to go with Blake. But you know what? I don't have any trades, do I? No, I don't got nothing. I got nothing. Yeah, guy's done alright. So now we're looking at edge. Not Nick Herbig or whatever his name is. Just don't see that one at all. Carl Brooks, KJ Henry. Oh, if I can get KJ one pick later, I'd be very happy. I would also like taking Yaya here. I like Andrew Voorhees. I know he's injured towards ACL, but he's my interior guy for next year. If I can get him at like 134 to 134 would be good. I also am targeting Israel Banakanda. If I can get him, that'd be great. And then we also need Zach Kuhn's probably soon. So what do I need now? We got KJ. Safety wise, who's left? I took Turner for that right now. Is there anybody else later on that, I mean, Trey D's and strong safety. There's some quality guys down here that we could take. Javarius Owens, if you can get him UDFA, that'd be good. DeMarco Hellam's another guy. So basically all the guys down here, between him, Brandon Hill. Yeah. So Chris Smith in like maybe the 6th round. All these guys, Ronnie Hickman, Brandon Joseph, all those guys later on. Even Jason Taylor, like physical freak. So all those guys in like late rounds plus slash UDFA would be very nice. Safety, I'm not concerned. Edge. Sorry. Big dude. Mike Morris is underrated. Isaiah Land, Dylan Horton, also good. DJ Johnson, awesome. BJ Thompson's great too. Derek Parrish, keeping my eye on him. Truman Jones, I actually watched some tape on that guy. Pretty good. Richard Jubinor is actually in the draft? I thought he wasn't. Wow, I want to know if he's legit. Like, I mean, I guess he's in the simulator, but he's interesting. He's a linebacker, edge, and like a safety. That Troy defense has dudes on it. Interior offensive line. Jackson Kirkland, yeah. Jackson's probably a good one to throw in there. Let's take a look at offensive tackle and see what we got left there. Carter Warren's good. Just my boy Jake Witt. Clinton Curtis, if I can get him later on as an interior offensive lineman. Braden Daniels is a guard too. Nick is going to stick around. He's a guard. I don't know why they put him up at 91. Like, what are you doing, PFF? Like, wake up. So it's supposed to be like some sort of like clickbait stuff. I mean, Trey Palmer still around? Ooh, that's... Always love me some speed. Sposs plus, yeah, Bryce Ford Wheaton's there. This is getting interesting. Very interesting. Probably these guys right now in this area is definitely worth it. Riley, Eli, and Keytrail. Ja'Cory Bennett too. He's going to be a good free safety, I think. Charlie Jones, a good wide receiver. Jalen Moreno Cropper, a 157. Hey, they finally got Rajon Wright correct. They had him like the 230s, 250s. It's like, what are you doing? Same thing with Mickey Gardner. PFF is like kind of... why is Dontavian Wicks all the way down 188 though? Okay. I mean, we'll look at that later on. These like last minute changes, like, is it just all in speculation and like rumors? I mean, I like Brendan Strange, but I was kind of like saying like, why is this guy at 200? But put him at 120 is a little like, Alright, so what's the game plan? Do we go, where's linebacker? I gotta see where my boy Papo, we can pick him up at 135. Papo at 135. Then, moving back from there at 125, we're going to go with Israel Bandicanda. 122. Who do we take at 122? Do we take Andrew Voorhees? For next year, maybe take Trey Palmer, maybe? So I'm gonna go Voorhees now. And you're probably wondering why I did that. The guy's an All-American. He's just injured. And I think he'll be okay to come back from that. Can I get him at 166, you think? Well, let's first of all, before I just blindly do this, I mean, I have no problem taking Mo Diabate or D Winters later on. By the way, this Ryan Greenhagen, definitely sleeper. And Ben Van Summeren, also another sleeper. Jeremy Banks, there's a lot of guys. Shaka, the guy from, where is he? Aubrey Miller. There's a lot of linebackers that are in the bottom half. Even Anthony Orji looks pretty good too. I'm telling you, there's some guys in this draft and the linebacker at the bottom end that are definite sleepers. I don't know this Pittsburgh guy, but this guy is an absolute monster in terms of run stoppage. Just one of those guys. I mean, I don't know where he is in the modern football, but the dude, like, I think he had 31 tackles or something like that against Nebraska. He had like 31 tackles. 31 tackles. Just like every play, the guy was there. Monster. He tested out pretty well. It's just not like ultra fast, but is like 10 yards good. His strength is through the roof. Yeah, so let's just, what do we gotta do here? This is the hard one. I don't mind taking Nick as an interior offensive lineman now. How many picks do I have left? So here. No, I gotta do it now. So let's do. Apparently, I don't know why, but now I guess taking Owen Papo, who's one of the best tested linebackers in like NFL history. I'm still on him. I don't care. I don't know why PFF has him at 160 something. Unless there's like some sort of like character integrity situation that I don't know about. Thompson Robinson, not a bad one to look at. Clayton Tune is also another good one to look at, so I'm not going to freak out. One goes. Still have Bryce Ford Wheaton on the board too. I guess I could have held off on Owen Papo, but yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like Dontayvion Wicks, I mean, even at 160, is kind of like, what's going on here? Kirkland's gone. All right, so 4 more picks to go. Plenty of targets, in my opinion. Guys that could do, could help us out here. No. Hmm. Well, I think this might be the only thing to do. Scott Matlock, Evan Hull, another guy I'm really big on. Will Mowry, Dylan Horton. I don't know how Levi Bell gets ahead of Scott Matlock. Well, I think we're going to go with Scott for that D tackle that we haven't picked up yet. I was just going to say. I took McClendon Curtis. I was going to take him for another guard prospect this year. Isaiah Land's gone. Clayton Tune finally went. What does that leave us? Jacob Slade's pretty good. Let's check special teams. We'll take Jake Moody. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Mo Diabate was still there. Shoot. You know, probably Owen Papo. If I can get him in the 5th round or 6th, which they don't have a draft pick in the 5th round, but they can trade for that and get him in like 5th or 6th round, that'd be sweet. So Deonte Banks, not bad. Lots of trades. That's, I think, gonna have to happen this year. A lot of moving around to get exactly what you want, because if you're in the 3rd round and you're looking for a tackle, if you can't get like Blake Freeland or maybe Steen, you might be SOL. Because in the 4th round, I think you're done. So you got to move around. So PFF, they might see this as a reach, which it might be, as a 3rd round. Like, would I rather get them at 116? Absolutely. But it's gone. Those guys are gone. So, top level corner, probably one of the best value. I mean, at 30, we got him at 42. I think he's good in the 30s. So, that's a good one. Good one. Not a free safety, but could be one. And if he's not, he's the fastest guy tested at the combine. So, there's some value there. You can probably hang with. I mean, between him and him, you should be able to at least kind of cover all those fast wide receivers that we have. Miami and all that stuff. It's just gotta have some speed there. Good project. KJ Henry. I can't imagine KJ Henry making it all the way 116, but if you do and you can get him, awesome. Now this one is. It's hard. Like, Andrew Voorhees is probably top 10 my favorites. He was probably a top 50 pick at one point. And the combine was, if he got out, dude, if he made it through the combine without tearing his ACL, he was probably, easily a top 50 pick. When I watch his tape, I think he's the best guard in the draft, technically. And he's physically a beast, except he tore his ACL somehow. I mean, God, I didn't even watch it yet, but I know it happened. Israel Bandikanda, in my opinion, is probably like the fourth or fifth best running back in the whole entire draft. So if you can get him in the fourth round, awesome. Zach Kuntz in the fourth round. Now, I don't see Zach Kuntz as even as a tight end, really. I mean, he's a joker tight end, right? So he's very much like Gesicki. Very fast. You can put him on the perimeter. You could if you wanted to. So, I mean, putting him in like an awesome gun bunch. I love gun bunch. If you know, or 3-1, whatever. Some sort of bunch set with him and Gesicki, and I don't know, you take some of these slot guys. Gosh, they're gonna have so many problems, especially if you do like some sort of mesh route. Get some rubs going on there. Oh my gosh, with him in there, you're gonna have some. I mean, him across the middle just rubbing off. Oh my god. I mean, if he's there, if they overlook him at like in the fourth round. I gotta call it macro. This is an issue. Owen Papo in the 130s or 140s is fine. I have no idea why they're giving a D+, unless there's something that just popped up that I don't know about. Fastest linebacker, most powerful linebacker, good tape. He's not an idiot. I mean, unless there's some sort of work ethic thing that we don't know about that's coming out now. DTR just seemed like a good pick at fit in the fifth round. I'm not sure if he'll get there, but add some depth. I mean, technically we do need to bring some guys in. Matlock, he's better than 192. He's better than 192. He should be probably a fourth round pick in the way he plays and what he can do. Jake Witt, sixth round. I don't see what the problem with taking him in the sixth. He's probably going to get his name called, sometime, between the first and seventh. Well, probably not the first, but like probably between fifth and seventh round. Too big of a. I mean, he's a raw talent, but he's also in a good way like a blank slate. He hasn't really. I mean, he's had like a couple years really of doing offensive tackle. Super athletic. He doesn't have any bad, like, the one things I did watch, like, I can find very little tape on him. He doesn't have any problems. He doesn't, like, reach real hard. He is pretty aggressive, so, I mean, in a good way. So it's not like I have to worry about him just being a slug. And then I doubt we can get Jake Moody in the 7th round, but I'm just gonna respect PFF on this. So there's that one. So I'm gonna do another one real quick. Let's download that. I'm gonna do another one with no trades. This one will be quick. Just to see how bad it gets. I think the obvious thing here is to take Paris Johnson Jr. Joey Porter Jr. What happened here? Too many no one got bumped up a little bit. Broderick Jones. He's good, and he's good at run blocking, but dude, is he heavy-footed and is off. I mean, the tools are there. I don't know if it's just because it's taken a while. I don't know. Something tells me that guy just doesn't seem like the most motivated dude, if you know what I mean. Paris Johnson Jr. and Dawand Jones, I have no problems with that. Some of these big tackles, they can be freaking slugs, you know what I mean? That's why Skoronski, You know, that guy obviously, you watch that guy play, that guy knows how to play tackle or guard or center. That's the guy I want. And Paris Johnson Jr. Then the rest of the guys are like, I mean, to me, Anton Harrison, Broderick Jones, Darnell Wright, and Dawand Jones could all be in like the 30s. I'm serious. I'm totally serious. I have Paris Johnson Jr. and then just basically Skoronsky in the first round. People I would really want to draft. And then Darnell and all these other guys would be second round guys that hopefully they get their technique together, they fix their issues. They're all strong, they're all big, they're all obviously capable of being an NFL lineman, tackle, but it's just something about it. Just their technique just tells it's just sloppy sometimes. Whereas Paris Johnson's just a little underpowered. And Skoronsky is an inch away from having his arms being perfect or terrible. So, you know, I don't know. I'd rather take the arms being like, you know, a little bit short, but capable of being an NFL player regardless on the whole entire line. And same, like, you know, being a premier left tackle than taking, you know, Broderick Jones at 12. Good luck to Texans. Morons. So that brings us to Paris Johnson Jr. or Bijan Robinson. Bijan being the actual blue chip here. But we don't need that. Because although he's my favorite player in the whole draft, we don't need him. And I have to get a tackle because I cannot trade now. Josh Downs. That's an easy match. 76. We're going to be hurting for a D-back. Yeah, hurting bad. Garrett's good, but he's injured. Jones, Cameron Mitchell, Riley. I'm going to take my chance with getting Riley later on. So I'm going to go, if I can get Riley later on, I'm going to go with Sidney Brown now. I like Quan. Oh, did I miss him too? I don't think so. Did I? No, he's there. Okay. I'm gonna take Riley Moss. Edge. KJ Henry again. I think that's fair. Somehow KJ Henry's making it to. Well, we're at 117. Yeah, it's fair. 135. Zach Kuntz. No ifs, ands, or buts. Yeah, Owen Papa went a lot higher than 160, whatever they had him at. Okay, so that's leaving us with. I think I might go Keaton Mitchell here. Yep. Good pass catching, very fast. Good pass catching halfback. I don't want to take DTR, to be honest with you right now. I think Jonathan Gaines is probably the best pick here. And then Clayton Tune. Look him up. Look that dude up. Seriously. I think Scott Matlock makes his way in. I actually don't hate that. That's without trading at all. Missed out on a good linebacker, I think. Yeah, no linebackers. Save that one. Ooh, that is pretty good. That's pretty good. That was out without trading. Now, you would say very lucky here and here, right? Us getting Josh Downs at 46 would be you can take almost anybody in the first round if you can tell me we can get Josh Downs at 46. You can take any project, whatever. Anybody you think you need to get in the first round, if you can tell me we can get Josh Downs at 46 in the second round, I'd be very happy. Sidney Brown. Probably should have picked up Quan Martin, probably, when I think about it. That would have been a better pick. And he was there at 76. Bradley Moss. Very good corner. I don't know why they're giving... Well, yeah, because he was probably rated like 120 something, right? KJ... Zach Kuntz probably going to be in the top 100 or 135 where we have him here is probably with the very end of where he is going. I mean, you're not going to find a joker tight end. No, there's very few jokers in the draft. You got him and Mallory. Schoonmaker's a good hybrid. Laporta and Kraft. Kraft can play inline, but Laporta's going to be an awesome H-back / sniffer. There's so much going on there. Who else is going to be? Like Kincaid? Oh, yeah, Kincaid and Musgrave will be good jokers, too. Where's Mayer? Mayer's in line? Mayer's probably all three. He doesn't suck at all. Wow. Anyway. So... I like this one too. Alright, so I'm going to reset one more time. And this one will be a little more of a discussion. And we'll go from there. We'll close it out after this one. So, to reiterate, I don't think we get a shot at these guys. But if we do, let's do the hypothetical. Let's go after the Bijan and we trade up for, say, Zay, Dawand, or where is Cam. Cam's at 141. Let's just see what happens here. Trading back kind of seems to be the best move here. But what happens if they don't want to get the tackle today? What happens if they don't want to tackle? What do they want? We can't get what? Jaxon Smith-Njigba. The next best guy is Zay Flowers, and he's probably going to go in the mid-20s, mid to late 20s. Right? Corners. We've got 1-2 solid premier corners. Manuel Forbes, you're an idiot if you really think that that guy's like, for some reason, I mean, he's a ball hawk, but dude, the way the guy, I mean, he's fast in a lab, but that re-acceleration, like his ability to like run and then catch up, it's not there. It's not there. Now, maybe down the line where he hits top speed, but his re-acceleration is not there. Instinct's not there for that. He runs wrong. He does not run correctly. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna see what happens when we take Bijan. I'm testing out what happens here. We're taking the blue chip. We're taking the guy that you can only get every once in a while, right? This is interesting. I'm actually going to try this out. Because if we can get him, I'm good with Tyrique Stevenson. No, we missed Josh Downs by 1. I'm good with Tyrique Stevenson. Why can't I do this? Huh. Things acting weird. Must be too many people trying to do mock drafts right now. Tyler Scott. Marvin Mims is good, but I ain't taking him at 75. What are you doing? All those tackles are going to go. Look at that. Wanya, all of them gone. Those guys are rated basically at 107-ish. They're all gone. See, that's what I'm saying. You got to get them by 3rd round. So what does that leave us? Still need a corner. I mean, still need a safety. Do we have safeties left? Otherwise, I'm going with... J.L. Skinner's not bad. Actually, he's good. He's just injured. Torn pec. I guess he must have done that while I was bench pressing for getting prepped. So again, I'm going to dip into Riley Moss here. Yeah, went right after me. Come on, man. and Byron Young. So again, we're stuck with, I shouldn't say I'm stuck. We're getting KJ Henry again, which I'm not going to complain about. Not going to complain about having KJ Henry. Braden Daniels for inside? Absolutely. Very fast. Alright, so now we need to think Mo Diabate probably towards the end. Owen Papa went at 158. We're going to probably go with Will Mallory next. No, we'll wait for him a little bit too. So we have our guards. Pass catching halfback. Can we do that now? We don't need it. We have, of course, I'm an idiot. We have the number one running back. Let's see what I can get here. Oh, wow. Moreno Cropper's all the way down here. Holy cow. I mean, I'm not huge on him, but the guy can move. Looks smooth, too. Keep taking him. And for good reason, really. Oh, no. Of course. Oh, freaking course. And Elijah Higgins, my other tight end backup. Oh my gosh. I failed there. Oh my gosh. And Greeny's gone too. Did they take him? Is he not in the simulator? Oh, Israel Bandicanda was still around at 171? Okay. Oh, 160s might be a good spot for us. Look at that. I would take most of these guys. Jeez. Fail sauce on my sauce. There we go. Will you? You know. Should have done that. Alright, can we make it up? Probably not. Let's take a look. We got a wide receiver. Maybe Justin Shorter for a larger dude. Demario Douglas might not be a bad idea. Shaq Davis is actually a good idea too. Really screwed that one up. Well, at least there's our fullback. That last one was going great until the very end. Oh my gosh. I didn't need to get Mo. I should have got. I don't hate it. See, so now it still works us. We still get work in because all the way up until even Clayton Tune, getting him in the 6th, that's a great move. You can shrug your shoulders at Scott Matlock, but he's somebody that probably should be picked up, and I wouldn't wait until UDFA for him. Same thing with Jake and Mo. Mo, you might be able to. I wouldn't want to. Another guy would be Titus Leo coming in. Derek Parrish. I wouldn't want to wait until UDFA. It's biased in many ways, but I like those guys and how they play. They're physical freaks. They apparently work hard, and I mean not like I shouldn't say I've never worked with them personally, but the way they play and the way they prepare, it's just they're not entitled. Like they just don't appear to be entitled athletes, right? You know. It just doesn't come out to me that these guys. I mean, these guys, whenever they're on that field, they're working their butt off. It's obviously that they're talented athletes too. So I don't. They're the type of guys you're looking for, right? The only okay, Scott Matlock. I don't really have anything bad on him. The guy was getting. I mean, he was on Boise State on their front line. Like he was it. They're double teaming him almost. I don't have a percentage, but it's a chunk. Mo Diabate. My only concern with him is that he's not a violent tackler. Tends to drag his guy down. But it's going to be hard to find somebody that has his length and speed. Can play edge, can play in coverage. Jake Witt, like I said before, just a raw talent. 6th round, you're not going to find a tackle that has better talent than he does physically. So can you get like somebody who's workable that late? Yeah, that'd be great. And then Derek Parrish, It's interesting. Before he got injured, he was the highest ranked edge rusher in college football. So, I mean, I don't know. He's coming back off the injury. He's been off it for a while. Dude's been showing that he can play fullback, and I mean, he was playing. Yeah, he was playing a. They had him like he was trying to do some H back F. I mean, he could be an interesting F back if he can really do it. If he can really be a flex back, oh my gosh. I don't know. I mean, I can't attest to his pass catching skills. I mean, it's every time it's been I've seen him catch the ball. It's been just, basic routes and, not obviously in a game. So, but it'd be nice to see what he can do. Also, I'll have to say, Scott Matlock, Mohamed Diabate, and Derek Parrish are all Shrine Bowl guys. So, I mean, Matlock worked with them. I think Diabate, I'm not sure about Derek Parrish. He might have been on the other team. But all those guys got some eye. I mean, they spent some time with the Patriots, so maybe it's not the worst draft. We just missed out on a tight end, which we kind of really needed to. I would have switched out probably Clayton Tune. Maybe going after Braden. Maybe not getting Braden Daniels and targeted McClendon Curtis. Yeah, that's the guy I've been talking about the whole entire time, and I haven't even picked him. Now a brief discussion on UDFA, if we can get to that. Now, they're not in. There's gonna be some guys that are not in this, right? Does this do the whole thing? No, it just does the first round. Shoot. Oh no, full results. That's right. I was like, I'm pretty sure it's in here. Should have picked up Ricky Stromberg too. I didn't see he was in there. Derek Parrish, there's the last one. So Demario Douglas, BJ Thompson. So did Shaq Davis get drafted? No, so he's a potential UDFA. Shaq Davis would have been a UDFA. Now, Xavier Smith is not in the simulator, but he might be a UDFA if Demario Douglas is one. Isaiah Bolden, I mean, some guy that we brought in, kick returner. He's a cornerback, but he's basically should probably be a free safety. He's like 6'1" or 6'2" at like 200 pounds and runs a 4.3. I think 4.31 was his time. So he's an absolute freak athlete. Best kick returner basically in college football. But probably could be some depth piece like at safety, in my opinion. He's a little stiff. I don't think they had him at Jackson State. They had him at slot, and that was not a good idea. He could do it. His physical attributes do not work there. He survived. He actually did well. It's just not what he should have been doing. So he's another person to consider that's not in the PFF, it looks like. Anybody else that's really out there that's not? One of my favorite players, Xavier Scott. I did a video on him. He's not in here. He's another guy you can bring in. The Greenhagen guy I was talking about in the previous, he's a good linebacker that you might want to think about bringing in. At least give him a shot. See what you think about him. I'm not sure where he'd be. I mean, maybe he'd be a good practice guy and then maybe makes his way onto the comes up once in a while, you can bring him up. I don't know. Anybody else there? I mean, there's a lot of guys out there that I'm just blanking on. Tyson Bagent, did he get drafted? He's a quarterback. Same thing with Malik Cunningham. So there's a few quarterbacks at UDFA. Another guy to take a look at is Cephas Johnson. He's a quarterback / wide receiver. He's 6'5", and I think he runs like a 4.4 or something like that. Big freak. He might be like a 4.5 now that I think about it. But another guy that you should just keep an eye on. D tackle wise, Shaquille Brown. Troy, another guy from Troy. Guy's a beast. Richard Jimenor, I saw that he was on here. It doesn't look like he was drafted. Another guy from Troy, that's a freak. I don't have his numbers, but I mean, he's supposed to be a really athletic guy. Is Xavier Gibson on here? I don't see his name on. Actually, I didn't check if he was in the simulator. Xavier Gibson from where is he? Stephen Austin? Right? Yeah, he's on the same team as BJ Thompson, right? Where's BJ? Is he in here? Didn't I see him? BJ Thompson, yes. Stephen F. Austin, yeah. Who else? Actually, there's another guy from. There's two there. I forget the guard from Shepherd's good. Did Levi Bell actually get drafted? He's an interesting prospect. I think he's just at 6 foot and like 280 or something like that. Physically, he's absolutely through the roof, but he can play all across the line. So he's edge, tackle, and I wouldn't even be surprised if you put him outside in like the 9. Do some damage. He's very fast and super powerful. His arm's a little short. He kind of has like a Derek Parrish situation, but I would definitely pick Derek over him. But anybody else? Oh, Junior Aho. He's another D tackle that's worth a shot. Any other quarterbacks? Not really. So, Darius Higgins, running back from Virginia State. Very fast, super great. Just freak athlete. He's somebody to keep an eye on. Yeah, so there's a lot of guys that they could bring in. Ed Lee from Rhode Island. I know they had the local workout with him. He's super quick. He can be a great slot guy to bring into the camp. The Harvard Bourget. Take a look at him. He's not super fast, but he's faster than JJ Taylor, and he's a little bit bigger than JJ Taylor, but the dude is a tank. I think he benched like 30 times or something like that. He's just not super fast, but his like 10-yard is like, I think like a 1.5 or something like that. So he's fast enough to hit the hole. He's just so like thick and compact that he just can't get up to a high-end speed. Anyway, so that's kind of where I'm at. I might do another video tomorrow. Let's just see how it goes. I hope you guys really like these mock drafts that I've done. Most of the work I've put into this. it's been a little side thing for the last few months, and you know, it hasn't really led to anything yet, but it's given me some hope that the Patriots, if with the right moves, they can get something done in this draft. I know there's a lot of rumors around like Mac Jones being traded and stuff. I mean, if that really goes down, you might as well just throw everything I've done out. But no, I shouldn't say that. But you know, the guy, I don't know what to do with him. You know, if they really think they're gonna like trade up to like and like just nuke 2 drafts over him, how wrong could you be? I mean, how wrong could you be 2 years ago? I mean, it's not like he was the top pick, you know, but taking him, what they take him at like 15? Take him at 15, and like a couple years later, you're like, forget this guy, and we're gonna go after somebody in a relatively weak quarterback class. I don't know. I don't know. Did Bill O'Brien come in here and just say like, I need somebody else? I don't think so. I mean, if you watch him with good quarterbacks and a good offense, I mean, good wide receivers and a good offensive line and a good offensive coordinator, he looked, I mean, he was awesome at Alabama. I almost watched all those games. I went back and watched them, and he doesn't look the same, but I mean, has he regressed that much? I can't imagine. Now, he had great, absolutely phenomenal talent, but why can't we go find phenomenal talent for this guy? It might not happen this year. Oh my gosh. Now, the thing is if you go and you're doing these like speculative trades that people are talking about, you're not going to have a shot even if you go and get a quarterback this year, you're not going to get anything next year. Ay. I don't know. That's all rumors, but you know, if I really want to think about it, at 14, they're going to have a rough time unless somebody falls in their lap. And then everybody else, between them and everybody else is going to be looking to trade back too. I mean, the next 3, I mean, anybody in the teens is going to be looking to go back to 20. Question is, does anybody in the 20s want to move up and give up like a second or third for it? I doubt it. So, it's going to be a mess. Because here's the deal. Even if somebody calls them up and they want somebody who's there, I mean, if they give you their first, second, and then like next year's like first or second, yeah, maybe. If we can get some sort of draft capital in the first and second round next year, I'd like that. So far, I'm salivating over next year's draft. So if we can get a decent draft pick this year and then kind of roll over most of our draft capital to next year, I'd be much happier. Anyway, I'll leave it there. You know, if you guys have any, you know, comments, please leave them in the comment section below. Let me know what you think about these last few drafts. Let me know if you guys have been liking this draft coverage I've been doing. You know, I'm a legitimate Patriots fan. I would be doing this for the most part by myself, you know, regardless of recording it and giving my thoughts on it. I don't want to say I love like the whole aspect of the day of the draft as much. It's great learning some of these athletes and getting to know them from very far, obviously from afar, but you know, you get to know them, and even though, you know, like last year's draft was a kind of a dud to me in many ways. Not for ours, actually. I like our draft class last year, but you know, you get to know these guys, and even though they go into the teams, you start to root for them. And this year I put a little bit extra effort. So I mean, there's a. I mean, I don't know everybody. I don't even know half the guys in this really in this whole entire draft. But you know, I'm gonna be rooting for Sam Laporta wherever he goes, really, or Jack Campbell. I mean, those guys. I mean, Cody Mock or Luke. All these guys, wherever they may end up. Trenton Simpson. He's one of my. I mean, like. I love Joe. I wish we can get Joe Tippmann and Trenton Simpson. Both of those guys. They're awesome. I wouldn't mind Luke Musgrave as a tight end. Or Jack Campbell. He's like one of the only legitimate middle linebackers in the whole class. And you know what? He's good. Drew Sanders, he's a beast. I mean, I remember watching videos on him. He was at Alabama and they transferred. I was like, what are you doing? And then the guy got to Arkansas and he's just ripping things up. Keely Ringo, awesome prospect. He could probably be a free safety. I hope he gets used correctly. Jalen Hyatt, dude's a burner. Adebawari, very rare athlete. Same thing with Darnell. Cam Smith is one of the, at 40, he's underrated. Brzee, probably, I think he's close to being a first round talent. I think he got injured and maybe that's why. I know he got injured, but I don't know. Maybe that's in the 30s. Dawand's an absolute mountain of a human being. Jameer's a great third down back. Mazey's a freak too. Keon White's an awesome D-tackle / edge. All these guys, I'm going to see them on the field. Majority of them being against the Patriots. I'm going to be rooting for him. Jonathan Mingo, I've been big on him since day one, and it's nice to see that he's getting a little bit more attention. Now he's moving him basically. I wanted to get him in like the 4th round. Now he's probably going to go in here we are in round 3. Same thing with Jartavius Martin. I've been big on him for a very long time. He's sneaking up. Byron Young, he had a great combine. I'm glad to see he's getting some. That's decent respect for him. Jalen Duncan, kind of a guy I wasn't exactly bullish on, but the more I watched him and then I saw his combine, good for him. Tyler Scott, probably one of the more underrated slot guys. He's very fast. He's built like just the rest of the guys, like 5'8" or whatever. Would I have, you're telling me Tank Dell in like the 2nd round or Tyler Scott in like the 3rd or 4th? I'm taking Tyler Scott. Not because I don't think he's that much better than Tank Dell, it's just the valuation. Zach Harrison, he's somebody that I've constantly trying to find a way to draft him. He's the first real edge guy I want to, like, in terms of D-end edge guy. First guy I'd really want to take. All the other guys that would be more of the uprights / outside linebackers, but in terms of hand on the ground, he's probably the only, he might be the first one that I'd really want to really take. That's a pure DN. The other one would be Adebawari and Byron Young. Anybody else? Like, I hope Keishawn Butte actually makes like a little bit of a comeback. Like, his stock fell dramatically. Noah Sewell. Yeah, 100, that's pretty good. That guy can hit. Guy's a beast. Andre Carter, he's another guy. They had him. He's probably taking it the worst on the chin. I'm sitting there and I'm thinking every time I see him drop even more, I'm like, maybe the Patriots can fix that guy. Very good upright. He's got upright skills, and the thing is when he's out there and like somebody goes into the flats, he's got him. Just needs to get some serious training. He's been in the Army. He can't train the way he's supposed to be. It's just reality. Schoonmaker, arguably one of the best all-around tight ends. I'm rooting for him. Cameron Mitchell, love that guy. Cornerback and safety. Riley Moss, probably extremely underrated. That's why I picked him at 107. I think he could be easily in the top, 107 to 100, but easily in the top 100. Yeah. If you've been watching my old videos, I was like freaking out that the guy was like basically rating him in like the 6th or 7th round, and I was like, all right, I'll take him here. But I'm glad that he's, finally getting some respect here. I mean, this edge class is crazy. Now, Trey Palmer, if you can get him that late, that's a steal in my opinion. Voorhees, he's one of my favorite players in the draft. Even with the knee, I would put him as like my top 10 favorite guys to draft. I it's hard to take him at 120. Maybe you can get him like in the. You wouldn't get him like the 5th, 6th round, but because he's like honestly close to being a first round talent. I would say he probably is a first round talent if he's not injured. Maybe the Patriots see it that way and they take him. I would not freak out. J.L. Skinner, love how that guy plays. He's another injured guy. Probably should be in the top 100. Corey Trice, another guy that I saw in like the 200s, and I was like, how is this guy in the 200? He's pretty good. I watched his tape. He's a big dude, very big. He's like 6'3", and then he had a great combine. Now look at him. He's basically cut his. He's moved up, basically from 220 to 120. Mike Morris is another guy that's kind of stock has kind of dropped a lot, but he's got skills. So like at 130, I hope someone gets him and he just shows up and just rocks him, because him at 130 that's I would think someone would want to take him in the top 100. Braden Daniels, I love. I mean, he's they have him as tackle, but he's really a guard, and he will be an absolute amazing guard. Owen Papo, I don't know why he's down in the 150s. He should be up. Parker Washington, kind of like a sleeper right now. He's a good slot talent. He's built like a running back. He's okay in terms of how sudden he is. His top end speed's decent. Him and Moreno Cropper are kind of getting, there's a lot of guys probably right here. Even Ivan Pace Jr., Zach Kuntz at 161, Raheem Jarrett at 162. Basically everybody in this area. Sean Tucker's another guy. Like all these guys in this area probably should be a little bit higher. Dontavian Wicks, another guy. Daniel Scott, a guy I was like, I don't know, I don't see it in his tape. He did not look that good, and then all of a sudden he showed up at the combine. He's like one of the best safeties to test in history. Israel Bandikanda. Now I missed on this one, but I would really love to see them take him in the 4th. Bryce Ford Wheaton, I want to see him maybe they take him in the 6th. Nick Hampton's an awesome linebacker. They have an edge here. Andre Yoshivas, one of the best athletes that ever tested a combine all around. Rajon Wright, another guy that PFF had him like in the mid 200s, going like UDFA type of stuff. No, he has good tape. He's super fast. I'm glad they finally got around to it. Clayton Tune's probably one of the bigger sleepers in terms of quarterbacks. His production's through the roof. Physically, he's a beast. Dante Demas, another guy that's he's a big wide receiver. That's probably right where he should be, but somebody I wouldn't hate the Patriots taking in late rounds, or especially UDFA. Gone over Matlock. D. Winters I've been big on for a long time. Just, he went and I was going to go after Mo. Will Mallory. I'm kind of growing. I mean, he was one of those guys where I saw him. What was I looking at? Now I'm blanking on his name. He's a tackle from Miami. And he was going to enter the draft and they bailed. He went back for one more year. Somebody to look for next year. Oh, Zion Nelson? Yeah. So I was looking at Zion and then Will Mallory. And I'm like, who's that guy? Super fast. Somebody, great joker. Could be a great joker. Watch him. Clinton Curtis, I'm hoping we get around to maybe actually drafting that guy in some way. Absolute beast. Ricky Stromberg, Good center. Elijah Higgins, really dynamic athlete, can play wide receiver, tight end, and some running back situations. You can see him I can see him being a great joker athlete if they get not a joker, H-back, or sniffer. Oh, there's Malik, so he did get drafted. That's a good pickup. Isaiah Land, another outside linebacker, edge guy. DJ's more of a D end, but he can play linebacker, freak. Evan Hull's been one of my favorite players in the whole entire draft for a long time. I think he's great. I just don't know why he keeps getting, the short end I hear. I mean, sucks. But very Danny Woodhead, in my opinion. He's good. Demario Douglas, I'd love to see him. He's another guy who's built just like most of the slot guys. He's like 5'7", 5'8", like the 170, 180 range. BJ Thompson, he's basically, if you like Andre Carter in any way, he's almost just like him. Him at 259 is a steal. Yeah, this is interesting. It's like, and this is another conversation I'll have right now, which is there's just so many gaps where you get like some weird pulling towards like you'll find some guys who randomly get pulled down, and then some guys who get randomly pulled up because there's just these gaps. Like there's a gap in between like the top end of the first round, so you get to like 13, 14. There's a gap, and then it starts to firm back up. Like this is a proper valuation in this like late 20s to like even down to like the 50s, right? And then you start to get some of these guys. It's like, that's good. Like Julius Brents is probably fine. I'm not sure if A-Chain's right at 67, but all of a sudden like Jartavius Martin's getting pulled up and Mingo's getting pulled up. Do I think they're third round talents? Yeah, alright. But they're getting pulled up a lot. Like quick. Like Tyler Steen, I would put him at the 100 really, and that's where he's rated, but look, I had to take him at 76. Now you're like, did I overdraft? No, because look what happens. Right after I get Steen, right? Look at all these guys that go 1, 2. So Steen, Jalen Duncan, Blake Freeland, Wanya Morris. After that, no man's land in terms of tackles. And all of a sudden you get these weird, like, so those guys got, 100 to 150s. They're getting pulled up into the top 100. Right? And there's a good bunching at like the 100s. I mean, look, all of a sudden there's just a bunch of solid players that show up between 100 and 130. Yeah, then all of a sudden you just start getting into like Anthony Bradford. Like I like these guys in the 140s, and then like 150 you just start to get anybody's left over, and then you start getting some guys sucked up. Like, I don't think any of these guys are really worth the 170. Oh, Israel's probably dropped, and Bryce Ford Wheaton. But like Tyler Lacey, Ahoko. It's interesting. It's gonna be an interesting night tomorrow. Which probably by the time this gets all loaded up, it'll probably be tonight. But it's been fun. So, first of all, thanks for your time. Second of all, thanks for watching. again, I ask you to just let me know what you guys think about my coverage. I've been trying my best to, it's not my absolute peak effort, but for what time I have extra, I hope it's been at least informative. Between my years of training elite athletes and then combining that with my research equities analyst background and valuations, I hope those two worlds have meshed really well in terms of doing some valuations on these athletes. I know somebody really reached out to me on Twitter earlier today about my Bijan Robinson video, asking me about all the things I was talking about how he's different than Jameer. And then I've had a lot of people ask me about, I did a video on fixing Max Jones' throwing mechanics and his throwing arm and his strength there. And then I got a bunch of interest from people, reaching out again through Twitter about my analysis on the 40 yards and how people are moving. And for example, like I'm not big on Emmanuel Forbes. I think he's fast. He's obviously fast, but he runs wrong. Now, I don't know if they're gonna have time to sit this guy down and teach him to run right. Now, you might think, well, he's still fast. Well, he's a hamstring waiting to happen. He watches. I mean, some people are just naturally like springy. Doesn't mean they run correctly, So, the way he runs, he doesn't set himself up. He overstrides and he has a heel strike. So why is that a big problem? Well, if you want to, when you're running fast and you're running straight, it matters a lot actually. But the big problem is when you decide to make a left or a right turn or slow down. When you're running like that and you need to make a change in direction, you have to alter everything. Whereas if you're running with good proper form and you're getting your foot strike is right on your center of mass, all you gotta do is run like Bijan. All you gotta do is stick that foot out to the side, and then all of a sudden you're changing your complete angle. Like your stem of your route, if you're a wide receiver, you're coming off your stem. If you run like Emmanuel Forbes, you're gonna telegraph. Now another guy, who was it? Michael Wilson or something like that from, the guy from Stanford. Stay away from that guy. I mean, for some reason they brought him in. Stay away from that guy. Emmanuel Forbes and that guy, stay away from them. They're kind of smooth, but they don't run correctly. Another guy who doesn't really run perfect is Jordan Addison. His knee drive is whack. His backside mechanics is terrible. Guess what? The guy's slow. He can't be slow. At that weight, you can't be slow. You have to be explosive. He's not. He's smooth. It's not horrendous, but it's a problem. But look, you got this guy at 26. He's making it there. Are you kidding me? Jalen knows how to run. Yoshivas knows how to run. He was solid. Keely Ringo really knows what he's doing. A-Chain's perfect running form, basically. They're all track stars, so it makes sense, but yeah. See, I'm gonna go down a rabbit hole. Anyway, I'm gonna cut it up. Thanks again, guys. Again, always comment if you like the content. Please like and subscribe. I'll do my best coverage. I'll do a reaction tomorrow, see what we get. It'll be fun. Alright guys, enjoy the draft.